What's going on, champions and champions? It's FireMonkey here, and I have a confession to make with you guys, alright? So let's get close here, alright? You guys get close to me right now, and listen. I didn't think that the Kid Leroy's Wild Dreams concert was bad. I actually thought it was good, and even in some cases, despite what Twitter everyone else out there might be saying about the concert, I think in some ways, at least when it came to like the earlier Fortnite concerts that happened in Battle Royale, this concert was still better than that. And in today's YouTube video, I'm just going to be rambling on about all that stuff. I'll be talking about why I actually did genuinely enjoy this concert and everything else like that. So let's go ahead, boot into a bot lobby match, and tell you guys my reasonings. Also, do you guys ever accidentally just join your friends' parties when you're trying to play a bot lobby? Because I was trying to get it set up, right? I was trying to get us in this bot lobby right here of Zero Build Duos, and I accidentally joined the wrong party on my phone, so I had to awkwardly, like, quickly leave, and then, you know, I instantly got a notification on my phone that they're trying to text me on Discord and stuff, being like, hey, I saw that, what's going on there? And it's like, I'm trying to be antisocial, please, just let me be. It was an accident. I'll explain it in at least 12 to 19 business years. Anyways, with that said, when it came to the Kid Leroy Wild Dreams concert, this was one that was very interesting to me, right? It was one that I didn't know if I was going to like, because the one friend who I always go to these concerts, at least in recent years, has been, is Tater. You know, the guy who's always playing bot lobbies with me in the background of videos and stuff like that sometimes. He's always the one who I would play bot lobbies with, and this was one of the first actual concerts that I went to where I was alone. It was just me, right? I took the screenshot. Of course, you know, you can't really see the friends list or whatever in the top left. I can move myself here. I was by myself, the original showing of the concert, and it was a little different, right? It was a little weird at first because I'm not used to going to these concerts and Fortnite events by myself, but I still thought it was a very unique experience. And then, of course, I've gone back to it, right? If we go over here and we actually look, this is me and Tater playing the event later that day or a day later or whatever. Once again, we're just kind of vibing, you know, going through the whole entire concert, and we even took some screenshots in the after party, right? We even vibed around, and I actually have like 20 screenshots. We were using tons of different skins. We were mixing it up using like Master Chief and, you know, like Doomslayer. We were using everything, right? We were just mixing, matching everything you could possibly think of and trying to get some cool screenshots. But of course, whenever you're trying to screenshot in creative mode, it does get a little buggy and stuff will like despawn. And there was a weird bug where whenever we came out of the photo or like a, you know, phone booth to change your skin, that sometimes your character's head would just disappear, right? You'd be a floating hair and body, but you just wouldn't have a head, right? But bugs aside and everything, I had a lot of fun at this concert, and I've heard a lot of people hating on it because, oh, it's a creative concert, right? It's not on the Battle Royale island, so it can't be as good as other things like, you know, the Travis Scott event or even Marshmallow, right? I've heard some people saying that this event was better than well, it was worse than the Marshmallow event, which I honestly have to disagree with, right? I feel when it comes to things like the Marshmallow event, you know, sure, obviously these things are on the Battle Royale island, so it's a little bit more of an open field, you know, a little bit more of a spectacle, but at the same time, the Marshmallow event was one of Fortnite's first, you know, concerts ever, and it literally was kind of like the original Party Royale concerts, where it was just a stage with some special effects coming off the sides and everything like that, right? I think the main reason why a lot of people like that one and prefer it still just has to do with the nostalgia they had from that event. They want to go back to not the event itself really, but that time period and, you know, everything that was going on back then, so they can re-experience not only the event but that time as well, right? And it's like, you know, there's nothing against going out there and all over the game sound, my apologies for that, but there's nothing against going out there and, you know, liking old events and wanting to relive the old experiences or whatever, but at the same time, you gotta face the facts that if we compare it, right, based on the mechanics and everything going on, the Kid Leroy event, I'm sorry to say it, was better than the Marshmallow event, at least in my opinion. Now, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, of course, so if you disagree with me, that's entirely fine, right? If you think the Marshmallow event was the best event ever in Fortnite, you are completely valid to agree with that, but in my personal opinion, creative is the future of the game, right? We're going to hit a point where creative is going to be the main focus, the main thing Epic Games advertises in the future, and they technically already advertise it more than Battle Royale in some ways, and it's going to become a point where Epic Games and Fortnite as a whole is kind of like Roblox, where Fortnite's the platform, and all the games you play are the actual, you know, creative maps made by the community. Fortnite's just the platform for you to go to those things, while also having the occasional Epic Games original things, such as Save the World Battle Royale, or of course Creative Mode, which Creative Mode is technically just the studio version of Fortnite, so that you can make your own stuff, but it is something just to keep in mind, right? That creative is going to be what they're going to push for more and more constantly going forwards in the future, so it's something that even if we don't agree with it, right, even if we want more Battle Royale events, we're going to be seeing creative popping up, right? Because even with the most recent event, the Fracture Live event, that was created in Creative 2.0, right? Or I guess UEFN. It was created using creative mode and just plopped into Fortnite. And I mean, even right now, if you go into any of your replays of a Battle Royale match you played, and you look specifically for a red little icon on the left of the replay that's like a download image, that is because the Battle Royale island, believe it or not, right now, is using UEFN stuff, right? It's using Unreal Engine for Fortnite, right? UEFN, Creative 2.0, whatever you want to call it. Battle Royale is already using that. So it's like, no matter what, creative is everywhere, right? You're not going to get rid of it. So while it's not going anywhere, it makes sense for them to start doing more and more of these creative concerts, because that's just what the future is going to be. And of course, this concert wasn't made in Creative 2.0, as far as I'm aware. It may have had some assets or, you know, meshes or whatever, devices or whatever made in it, but the main part of the event itself was in 1.0. And what really made this event special to me is just how they managed to morph everything together, and it's like, we knew about this for a long time, right? We had leaks going back all the way to August of 2022, and even before that of devices they were working on, so it's not like this was some new thing they whipped up in a month or anything. This has been worked on for multiple months before it was even released, right? And with everything they put together, the boss fight and everything, sure, the boss fight was scripted, right? No matter what, you weren't going to be able to lose the boss fight, because if you got downed, you would just get automatically revived, and the boss would always be defeated at the very end of the actual song, right? So even if you didn't do a single bit of damage, you just dodged the entire time, you're still going to be able to beat the boss. You'll still get the XP and everything for it. It's just a way to kind of keep you engaged and keep you messing around with the game while a song's playing, and to make it a little bit more interactive. So even though it was a scripted experience, it was still fun, right? I think we can all agree that the concert itself had its very fun moments. Of course, you know, there's going to be bugs and everything, because, you know, I've heard about situations in the event where people were like having the giant Kid Leroy, you know, skin at the very end being Jonesy, right? They were having an issue where the crowd devices were all Jonesy, or there was only like one Midas in the crowd and the rest was just blank. So you just had that one Midas being like, whoa, yeah, Kid Leroy, yeah. And then everyone else is just kind of chilling. And just they went home early or whatever while you were at the concert or whatever, you know. There were bugs, of course, and that's going to continue to happen because creative is going to be something that is going to have issues. They're going to continue fixing it, and these devices are technically dev devices that aren't made to the public because they're not technically fully finished for us to use. They want to use these early experimental devices in Creative 1.0 to slowly bring them to the game in the future to give us more opportunities to make our own stuff, and I think it's going to be very good, right? I think the future creative mode is very good, and I think this is a good glimpse at what the possibilities are, not only with Creative 2.0, but 1.0 as well, if you decide not to use UEFN, whether it is you only have a console or whatever else is going on. I really do believe that this was just a kind of a glimpse at the future, and I do think that even without it being a glimpse to the future of creative, right? Even if we just think about it as the concert standpoint, I loved it. I think the concert was just super solid, and I'm going to be completely honest, I've gone to it a lot of times, right? Like, you know, when we had the other concerts before, right? When we had Easy Life, I liked the Easy Life concert. I vibed with it. I vibed with the songs and everything. But I only think I went to it like 2 or 3 times. This one has only been available for a day or two, right? And I've already seen it countless number of times, right? I've gone to it, like I'll log in and it's like, do I want to play Battle Royale right now? I'm like, I'm not really feeling in a Battle Royale mood. So I'll go privately, right? I'll just put my skins on shuffle and I will go to the event wearing a completely different skin set just to experience the event with different skins and stuff, right? Because I think the music's solid, and, you know, I like the Kid Leroy's music. I think the actual event itself was solid. I thought it was a lot of fun. Sure, if you do it multiple times like I'm doing it, it's going to get repetitive and you'll understand the sequences. You'll be able to like speed run the event if you really wanted to, but at the same time, it's a fun experience, right? I'm enjoying my time with it, and I feel that a lot of people are hating on the event, not because it's this, you know, event that wasn't good or anything like that, but because they want Battle Royale island events, right? They want events that take place on the actual island itself instead of in creative mode. You know, it's like, I can understand people wanting more events on the Battle Royale island, but like, I personally am just like, hey, you know, we get an event, we get some free cosmetics, sign me up, right? You know, it's officially endorsed or promoted by Epic Games. I'm intrigued to see what they're cooking, right? And then, you know, when I actually got to see the event, I gotta admit, they were definitely cooking. You were good. You guys made the right decision to let Epic Games cook with that event, right? And it's like, in a way, it's kind of cool because, you know, I've talked to the people who made the map, of course, because I've talked to them. I was like congratulating them for the map being made or whatever. And, you know, major kudos to the map makers, right? People on Team Atomic, I think it was. Major kudos to you guys because I don't know how you kept that secret for as long as you did, especially when everyone was like leaking little hints and devices and actual parts about Kid Leroy's event or whatever. I don't know how you guys kept that secret, but you know, major props to you guys for managing to somehow pull that off, right? Now, I just, you know, I think it's really cool to see how Epic Games, of course, you know, has their hand in helping create the event, but they are also reaching out to the people in the community who make these creative maps to have them along for the ride so that they get to make these possible, because this isn't just Epic Games' creation, right? In a way, when you're looking at the Kid Leroy event, this is the creation that was combined effort of not only Epic Games, not only the Kid Leroy, but normal people like you and me who work on Fortnite creative maps, right? Normal people who manage to find a spot where they can creatively show themselves out in creative mode, and just by making what they dreamed of and just by making what they desired, they managed to make this event, right? Of course, they had help from Epic Games, and of course, Epic Games helped tinker stuff as time went on, but if it wasn't for their normal creations in Fortnite already, they wouldn't have been the people who made this event, right? So it's like, this in a way is kind of like, hey, if you want to work with Epic Games one day, maybe there's a chance for you to do it. If you know creative mode, right? Just keep creating, right? Maybe Epic Games is going to reach out to you one day, and maybe it might not be a whole entire collaboration event like this, right? Maybe just it will be like, hey, we're hosting this creative mini event where people can earn some free rewards in game. We would like to use your map to put a quest in it. Would you be down for this opportunity or something like that, right? It's like, even that sounds like a big opportunity to have, where Epic Games has acknowledged you because of your creations in their game being good enough, right? So I just think that's a cool little thing, and it's kind of just, you know, like, major kudos to the people who managed to make it this far with the creative maps and everything, to the point where they get on, you know, these big teams of creative map makers. You know, they're actually making a living from just doing these maps and everything, and they end up being able to have these crazy opportunities like working with Epic Games and going to the Epic Games HQ, right? Because I've seen some images from these creative map makers that they posted on Twitter where they were standing next to this life-size Funko Pop of Cuddle Team Leader, and I'm like, that is so cool, right? I wish I could go to Epic Games HQ just to take a picture with that giant Funko Pop, because I think that's one of the coolest things ever, right? And just having those opportunities for people by them just doing what they do in Fortnite, it's amazing to think about, right? And, you know, I just think that in its entirety, right, I know we got on like a few different tangents here in this video, became a long, rambly video, but I think in its entirety, when it comes to everything, the event was super cool. It kind of, you know, gave a glimpse to the future of what's going to be possible in creative, not only in 1.0, but in UEFN, and it shows that, hey, there's these crazy opportunities for people who don't work at Epic Games to contribute to an Epic Games-led product and see their baby, their creation, promoted to the world through this massive game and this massive game's following online, right? I think it's just super cool, because it's like, in a way, everyone's talking about something that you put your hard work into and you helped bring to life, and I just think that's a really cool thing. But of course, you know, that's my ramble for today's YouTube video. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing, support the content I create, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload on this glorious YouTube channel. Peace out.